Hi, lovelies. How you guys doing today? Is everybody all right? I hope last week was good for you guys, and I hope this week is good for you too, so let's fucking get into it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, feral yodeler to Jesus, professional cackler, Sasquatch and string cheese enthusiast. Some of my nicknames are the Duchess of Donuts, the Cussmouth Angel, and the Tarantino of Tarot. So, if you don't know what you're getting into here by that intro, sweet summer child, keep moving along. This may not be for you, but if you're into cussing, talking about astrology and tarot cards, like, let's fucking do this. Let's get into it. All right. For those of you that are still around after that intro, let's get into it. Guys, I like to start with a little something called astrofuckery, and I try to pick out kind of like two aspects that I think will, be beneficial to you guys, or that you guys want to talk about. The first one up is this new moon in Pisces. So there's something beautiful happening here. I love new moons and I love full moons, but I really love new moons because I like that initiation. I like the planting of seeds. I'm an Aries. I like getting excited about new projects, new things coming up. But to have a new moon and a new beginning, guys, something's got to come to an end. We got to have some kind of finalization. Maybe we got to let something go. And I think Pisces really talks beautifully about that, this sign. Because if you guys think about it, Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. So they've been through everything. They've gathered all the information from every other sign previously before them, and like the good, the bad, the indifferent. And so Pisces kind of takes all of this and tries to do the best with it that it can, to be honest, because that's a lot of information. That's a lot of loss and new beginnings. That's a lot of feelings with some of the other water signs. It's a little grounded and trying to get things done with the earth elements. And it's lots of wild and crazy with the fire. Okay. So the sign holds it all. I feel like with Pisces, there's a certain level of like victory and success with them, especially whenever they come to the end of a cycle. Or maybe that's a huge thing for Pisces, at least all the Pisces that I know. Like if we're going to close out a chapter, let's do it the best that we can. Let's really face what happened here and what do we learn from it so that we can take this information and take it into this new beginning, that we're about to have. I think it's kind of beautiful too because Venus was technically still in Pisces at like the last of its degree with this new moon too. So there was that kind of like that last kiss from Venus here to just kind of send us off, remind us to have not only compassion for other people, but also for ourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you all day long. So hopefully with this new moon, what did you guys find? Or what are you guys feeling like maybe you got to let go of? What are you ready to let go of? What have you learned after everything this past freaking year? Honestly, since last February, what have you guys learned? What's come to light? What's helped kind of maybe shed a light around the things that you needed to learn or to take care of? Have you done those things? Have you stood up and taken care of yourself? Taken your power back here from maybe people, places, and things where it felt like it was taken away? Or have you been reminded of your own sovereignty, taking care of yourself, and how when you take care of yourself and you do the work here, how it also affects all the other people around you too? So maybe those themes have been coming up for you for this new moon. Maybe even too around like what new seeds do we want to plant now for ourselves going forward after everything that we've learned? What do we want to take care of ourselves for now? What do we want to do now? How can we step up? What doors need closed? What doors need opening? Where do we need to place our energy so that we are properly and realistically going with the flow? I think that's really important. So if you identify as a salmon at this new moon, well, then don't hear this message because you got to fight upstream. Good luck with the bears. But for the rest of us that don't identify as the salmon or the fish, we got to go with the flow. And so where's the energy kind of taking us? Where's spirit guiding us here? Anytime Pisces is in the mix, I always think of spirit and I think of music because it's ruled by Neptune. So it just always reminds us like, or maybe even too at this new moon, may I suggest, don't be afraid to get a hold of your loved ones in spirit. Work with them consciously, y'all. And I mean that, you guys. I know I say that a lot, but I cannot express to you how important this phrase is. And maybe at this new moon, some of you guys will take it and do something with it. I'm begging you. But when we consciously work with spirit, miracles occur. So call on your loved ones in spirit. Ask them for their assistance. Tell them what the heck is going on. I mean, they already know, but it helps to talk about it. And find is like, You start to kind of get like ideas around stuff, or signs and symbols start showing up, or maybe music is talking to you and guiding you along the way. Beautiful stuff here. So I think going with the flow, working with spirit, and not being afraid to ask for help are some beautiful things hopefully happening for us on top of everything else at this new moon. So also look to see where's Pisces in your chart. This is where we're going to get a new beginning. Or this is where we can plant the seeds for that new beginning. Where would we like to start over here? Or where would we like to like try again? Where can we inject more compassion and understanding and going with the flow so that we can reach our new goals here? We got this. The other thing too, Venus today just moved into Aries. And it's interesting because like Venus in Pisces is like, it's exalted there. It's exalted. Everybody's like, oh my God, you're the best. Oh my God, you're wonderful. You probably had like this outpouring, maybe around Valentine's Day too. Just gorgeousness. People telling you their feelings, how much they love you. Like you feeling that way too, trying to connect with people. Well, okay, once Venus moves into Aries, that may stop. Okay. So if you guys didn't get that last week, forgive me. But with Venus moving into Aries, it's technically in its detriment. And what that means is like, it's kind of it's working against where the natural Venus home and like what she loves to do is. Like Venus is at home in Taurus and Libra. And so like in Libra, which is also the opposite sign of Aries, Libra is very much about we, and it's the sign of relationships. And if we think about Venus, like, she attracts. She doesn't go out and do stuff. She attracts towards her. She's very about beauty and smelling good and tasting good things and being surrounded by gorgeousness, taking your time, being good with money, knowing what we value and investing in. Aries, and speaking from an Aries point of view, Aries is very much about self. I mean, they're known for that. They're the first sign in the zodiac. It's the sign of like, it's the newborn, you know? So it's like really, truly, like it rules those beginning years of being born up until I think like, 5 or something like that. So there's something going on here with the sign where it's like, it went from, Venus and Pisces where it's all of us and compassionate and gorgeous to Venus and Aries where it's like about myself and taking care of me. And if we think about Aries, she's impatient and she waits for no person and she goes out and gets what she wants. The value is in herself. The end. So, you can see how that kind of clashes with the energy, of Venus herself. So being in the sign, that's why it's in its detriment, if you will. But it just means it's a little bit more difficult to have interactions and connections that feel like they more or less honor Venus and originally what her theme is. But guys, I feel like with Venus being in Aries here, like don't worry about the detriment part of that. Maybe this is really a good time to start focusing on right after everything we realized at this new moon, where we want to plant these new seeds, really taking care of ourselves, taking care of other people, this compassionate kind of feeling around, especially the stuff that we want to start over with again, or plant these new seeds on something new, closing those doors, opening new ones. Aries kind of gives us like the initiative to go after what the fuck we want. And so the value does belong back to us. The value comes back to us. And it's like, hey, boo, you fucking got this. Where are you applying your energy? What are you doing? And what are you going after? And so I think that Venus moving, into Aries is actually a really good thing after this new moon, because I think it's going to help us kind of establish where we want to go, what we want to do. Now, the only thing I would say with Venus and Aries, she loves starting stuff. She doesn't always know necessarily how to finish things or bring them to a completion. So just with this too, this week, make sure that these new seeds that we're planting, these new things that we're doing, maybe it's got a full-on plan, okay? Or we've got a step-by-step here, that we've got going on, where we're taking care of not only ourselves, but like we're making sure that we're following through on our promises. We're making sure that we're following through, not just other people, but to ourselves again here too. And that what we value really comes back home to ourselves. What do I feel? What do I think about this? How do I value what's in front of me or what I'm going after? So I would say also too this week, guys, don't be afraid to tune in. Where does your value sit and lie? What are you looking at? And what value does this make sense for you? Or maybe even too, what value do you bring to the table? Recognizing what the fuck you bring here. Okay? So I just think that's some beautiful stuff. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, just side note, Mercury and Uranus are duking it out in the sky. So don't be surprised if like this week is just fucking crazy, chaotic, a lot of information flying around. Maybe something wild shows up and we got to figure out how the fuck this makes sense in our world now. So don't be surprised on Tuesday and Wednesday if something wild comes up either personally or globally. and we've got to deal with whatever that information is. Remember your fucking self-agency. Remember who the fuck you are. And that not only do you got this, but maybe, just maybe, you were born to do this thing, or born to make this thing fucking happen. All right? All right. If you guys are done with astrofuckery, let's move on to the 3-pile pull. All right? So follow me into the next screen. I'm going to pull 3 piles of cards. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards, and then I'll interpret them. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a sec. All right, and if you guys got card pile number 1, here's your interesting cards. Your first one is the King of Swords. Your second card is the 10 of Swords. And your final card here is the 6 of fucking Wands. Let's get to it. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this is a weird combo, but let's see what the fuck I pick up, all right? I gotta say with the King of Swords here, listen, anytime a court card shows up, this is gonna talk about somebody showing up in the scene, either to help or to hinder, to be an asshole or to be actually very beneficial. This guy is always it's kind of hard with the King of Swords because he's technically whenever this card shows up, this guy is not very emotional. He likes pie charts and graphs if you're going to get through to him. He likes logic and reason. Don't come in here with the emotions. Although I want to say with the King of Swords, he's a little bit more able to work with his head and his heart. We've got more maturity here. Usually the King of Swords talks about an elderly man to me, an older man to me. But usually with the Kings, they're our age or older. He doesn't have a young feeling to him at all. Okay. So with the King of Swords again here, he gives incredible counsel, though. This guy's really intelligent. He can think about things objectively. But if we're looking for, like, I love yous and hugs, this isn't necessarily your dude. Now, also to the King of Swords, I have found usually is like a surgeon or a lawyer or a judge, sometimes even a therapist here, or like a psychologist, somebody here that's very intelligent, again, gives really great advice, can see what's going on objectively within a situation, and just really try to help. But again, not getting hugs and lovey time from this guy necessarily. Also with swords being here, this is going to represent our air signs. So I'm looking at Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, either in his top 3, Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets. I'm looking at Venus, Mars, Mercury, or I'm looking at heavy air placements here within the chart. Now, with the 10 of Swords, this is the end of the line. This is the end of a chapter. This is a difficult motherfucking card. 10 of Swords is no fucking bueno, guys. Look at this guy. He's stuffed in a fucking trunk with 10 swords in his back. And the story with the 10 of Swords is that, or one of the themes or the stories here that people kind of talk about with the story of the terror here with the 10 of Swords, the possibility here is that, like, it wasn't just one person that betrayed us, it was multiple. Now, with the 10 being here, this is the end of a cycle. So it does mean, too, that, like, this kind of shit won't be happening again. We've learned from this. Also, too, with swords being here in our mental space, it's kind of asked us, like, how did some of the shit that we thought and that we were going to, how did fear lead us down this shitty, dark alley and to be connected with these people and this whole situation? So it's not only, like, other people have betrayed us, but how did we also betray ourselves, too? But with that sun rising in the background and the situation being dead and, like, fucking done, we're ready to start over here. And y'all, with the 6 of Wands, this is one of the very few minor arcana cards for me personally. Anytime I pull this card up, that works. The energy of this thing works like a major arcana card in terms of the victory and success that we have because of our desires here. And our desires coming to fruition. Like, we made this shit fucking happen. With Wands here, not only was it spirit-led, but we manifested this. So, some of the possibilities. If this is around our relationships right now, I would say that there's an important male figure here. Maybe there's a father figure where we recognize there's been some pain, some betrayal. Maybe we recognize, too, around relationships, if we've had difficulty here, that our issue goes back to a father figure and the ways in which we were hurt and harmed by him. Dad trauma, dad drama, and maybe it wasn't just him, maybe it was other family members or people within his family. But with the 6 of Wands here, we get success and victory. We get to overcome this, and we get to overcome this situation because of our own tenacity. Maybe even, too, leaning into what we desire and what we want here. So So somebody hurting us here, somebody in a position of power, us recognizing it, seeing the root cause here, taking care of it, and finding the victory and success that we want around our relationships and anything else that's important to us here. I think that there's a power to be said, guys. Like whenever we go to the root of something, we really see why we're doing something, especially if it's been like unconscious rolling around the back of our brain. Like there's a power to that, y'all. So don't be afraid to lean in this week and look at the root cause issue, especially if it's around relationships, relating to people, you know, getting stuff. Because guys, also too, when we have issues with our father, we have a really hard time putting ourselves out into the world to be seen and heard. So, especially around relationships, another way that this could happen within relationships is that we thought that maybe an important male figure here, maybe if this was romantic, we were involved, this person devastated us, betrayed us, and it wasn't just him, it was other people that hurt us, but we are not only overcoming it this week, with the Six of Wands, we have a victory and success to be like, not only have I overcome this and let it go, but I've learned what I've needed to from this. And I'm letting my success, or maybe like my work in my business, guide the way here. This is around like any other type of relationship. I would say this week would be, again, a good time to go to a good therapist, sit down and talk about this, because this person could give us a really good, they would help us understand why we either keep betraying ourselves with the Ten of Swords here, why other people keep betraying us, or we keep getting in relationships or situations where we keep getting our ass handed to us. And again, this wise counsel, this information, this logic and reason actually gives us the information that we need so we can take action and get victory and success in our life. This is awesome, y'all. This is around business and career. Maybe this can mean a couple different things here too. Maybe there's an important male figure within the community that we lost. And this week we're maybe dedicating some of the work that we're doing to this person. I know that's a weird side note, but I don't know why that came up, but like maybe we're dedicating something to them, or maybe they've inspired our will or our passion. Again, maybe the loss of this person within the business community is kind of helping us to kind of just really recognize where we want victory and success. Maybe the loss of this person, either like maybe they left the company or maybe they actually passed or something. Because again, this is an older male. It really just kind of devastated us. It just brought us down to rock bottom, it feels like. But again, this is also in a weird way inspiring us to go bigger and better, maybe even in this person's name. Side note, another way that this can be interpreted career-wise, with the King of Swords and that, I would actually say that like another interpretation of this could be people have been warning you not to work with a certain person, a certain older male here, but you might actually find victory and success with this person, okay? So maybe give this person a chance this week and see where it goes. Maybe take it step by step, slow by slow, you know what I'm saying? Don't just jump in full, head on, but like maybe don't always trust what everybody else is saying about this person. Sit down and work with this person. You guys might actually find victory and success together, okay? I would say around health. Look, if this is around health, and again, we need to get a surgeon. Look, I know everybody else has not been good to you, or we've had other surgeons that maybe even fucked shit up. We should be finding an older male this week that we're going to have victory and success. We'll not only be able to get done what we need, there might even be a cosmetic aspect to this, weirdly enough, with the Six of Wands. But again, like whatever it needs happened here or fixed or resolved, like this is going to be gorgeous. Okay, side note too, I don't know why this just popped up, but if you're looking for a tattoo artist this week, maybe we keep going through and we can't find the right person. It's going to be an older gentleman that we get a hold of this week. This guy not only does our tattoo beautifully, but like, oh my God, everybody and their mama compliments us on it. Like, this is huge. We finally find the person we want to work with. Anytime swords show up, they talk about needles. So, or can talk about needles. So like, that's the first time I've ever brought like tattoo stuff through, but like also surgeons, people that are doing this kind of work. Also too, I found that the King of Swords can also work in like computer, AI, technology, things of that nature, and very, very intelligent man. He's just not very emotional. Some people dig that. Also, if this is a male that I'm talking to this week, we need to deal with sweet summer child, and you're not. You're maybe your body feels like you're older, you know what I mean? Or you're just fucking tired and like you're exhausted. With the Ten of Swords here and the Six of Wands, sweet darling, we need to sit down and we need to look at the difficulties that we've had in life. This is affecting us majorly. And for some weird reason, if this is a male listening to this, I want to say, look to your intestines. I don't feel like that they're doing well. Your stomach and intestinal area. We need to sit down and look at this. I do feel like stress brings this on, the issues here, but I also think this is where we store a lot of our pain and our stuff. Okay. So we need to sit down, maybe get with a good therapist this week, talk about the difficulties, the losses, the betrayals of our life, so that we can finally be free and find success and victory going forward. Set yourself free, honey. It's time. For anything else this week, guys, I would say make sure that you're logical. Maybe it's time to look at some of these betrayals and difficult things that have happened in our lives more logically and practically. Get the emotion out of there. Quit taking it personal, which I know is an easy thing for me to say to you. Because, guys, listen, sometimes it's hard to like not take things personal when they're coming at us personally. But a lot of times there's a lot of projection and bullshit coming from others, okay? So maybe this week we stand back for a second. Maybe we even get an outside source, an older male figure here, either a therapist or a father figure or somebody that we trust. It gives us good counsel on how to step back, take out the emotion, and look to see where we can use bits and pieces of this breakdown, this rock bottom place that we've been to, and use it to our advantage to fucking thrive going forward. And also, too, look, I want to say this betrayal, there's bullshit happened in the month of October. And then with the Six of Wands here, by June, not only are you back on track, but whew, y'all are fucking titty shaking to the bank, okay? So, long story short, everybody this week, make sure that you're looking at these betrayals and these other things that have happened in your life. Notice your own patterns and how we're getting into this. Is there a root back to father healing? What do we need here? And how do we also look at the things that have happened in our life, taking out that limiting emotion and looking at it logically and practically? How can we take the bits and pieces and really kind of help ourselves with this information and reignite where we need to be and what we need to be doing? Maybe even trusting in ourselves here, letting our desire guide the way, not our fears and worries. Y'all got this. All right. And if you guys got card pile number 2, here's your beautiful cards. Your first one is the Two of Wands. Your second card is the King of Coins. All the dudes are showing up this week. And then finally, you got the 10 of fucking coins. Fucking right. All right, so let's talk about this combo. You guys, okay, so listen. Two of Wands is like, it's before the Three of Wands. And if you guys know what the Three of Wands is, that's like putting on a play, putting on a wedding, getting shit together. You got your resources, you're taking action, you're getting things done to like come together so that you can get something happening here. The Two of Wands is before that. So the Two of Wands is more about like coming up with the ideas, thinking about stuff. It's like the initiation or the initial thoughts. This is my sit on your motherfucking hands card, okay? This is your time of like thinking of what you want to do, coming up with a plan, but we're not actually initiating it yet. We're not ready for that, okay? What we're doing right now is just thinking up new stuff. Now, with the King of Coins here, this is traditionally a male figure, and I should have said this with the last card pull too, but guys, when I pull up gender with a lot of this stuff, it doesn't matter. Do you identify with the information on the card? Yes, then it's for you. I don't care. Gender doesn't really matter here. I'm going to tell you the traditional kind of where this is coming from. So traditionally, King of Coins is a dude. With the coins here, this is earth element. And so again, we're practical, we're realistic, we're logical. It takes for fucking ever to do anything, but rest fucking assured. This guy has thought about it endlessly. They have made a decision and they do not do things lightly. Also too, with the King of Coins, he's very much future oriented, but he can be here right now. I would say this is the most stable out of all the kings. He's also like the most miserly. But look, there's a reason why he's got so much money, and he's good with money. He kind of pinches it. All right. But this guy really is like, he's great at building businesses. He's great at building, home. Like these are the things that are very important to him, work and home. Also, if you wanted somebody to kind of take care of you, this would be your king. He would want to make you a trophy wife or a trophy husband. Like you wouldn't have to work or do anything. This guy wants to take care of you and make sure that you got what you need for the future. Also, too, with the coins here, I'm looking at my earth element daddies. All right. Oh, I said it. I'm looking at Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, either in our top 3, sun, moon, rising, innermost planets. I'm looking at Mars, Venus, Mercury, or I'm looking at heavy earth placements within the chart. And then finally, with the Ten of Coins, guys, this is legacy. This is like what we're leaving behind. This is building a fucking empire. With the Ten of Coins, this is financial independence. What? This is beautiful shit that we are working towards. And there's something gorgeous happening here. So, long story short, if I'm working with these three cards, and maybe I'm looking at relationships right now, maybe there's somebody here, this important male figure here with the King of Coins, somebody that we've been talking to, that we want to build a family or a home with. But maybe right now is not the time to talk about it. If we're looking for a time to talk about it, I would say October would be your time with the Ten of Coins here, okay? Maybe if you're single, again, now's not the time to go after this person that we've got feelings for. We need to give it some time. We need to think upon like what we're actually fucking doing here. Maybe even too, like maybe we want to bring him or show him what we've been doing before we say, hey, do you want to partner up here? Do you know what I'm saying? Especially in terms of like relationships, or feeling like we can kind of bring something to the table. So it's not just this person, you know, doing stuff and taking care of us. We bring something to the table too. This is around career and business. I mean it, y'all. Sit on your fucking hands. We might be working with somebody here, the King of Coins. This guy's ready to invest. He's ready to take care of you. But maybe you are not ready to make that leap yet. So let's just wait on this. And again, I feel like with the 10 here, October is going to be our go time. With the Two of Wands, and especially talking about February, sit on your motherfucking hands. Do not take action right now. It would be too quick. So we need to have patience around this connection. I actually think that goes for love relationships too, okay? I actually think how I'm interpreting this goes for almost everything here. So I just, in terms of business and career, sit on your hands right now. Spend time with this person. Figure out what they're about, what they're investing in. I do think that they want to invest in you, but this is going to be a slow but steady build. So take your time this week. No need to rush ahead. No need to freak out, okay? This is in terms of our health. This is interesting. This is in terms of our health. This kind of feels like it's the time to start investing around our health. This kind of has a feeling to me around like maybe exercise, taking better care of ourselves. Maybe like you, and if this is a female that I'm talking to or another male that I'm talking to, maybe you have a partner, a male partner here with the King of Coins. Maybe we're ready to like start exercising together, you know, doing something, maybe getting a good... maybe like a good physical therapist to help us get back in shape and to strengthen our muscles. Because I wouldn't see this, I would honestly think if we were going to get like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an instructor or somebody to like help us at like a gym, that would be more fire, okay? Or swords. With the King of Coins here, I'm looking at like a physical therapist, okay? So maybe we just got to strengthen a certain muscle group, and this person really helps us slowly but surely take care of this, get back on our feet. Investing in our health. We're looking at where we want to put this money, take care of ourselves. We're looking out for the future, kind of like building our body back up here. And maybe it's not just an us thing. Maybe our literal family is involved with this too, okay? I kind of like that though, because I mean, sometimes doing stuff all by yourself kind of sucks, but like you're the one coming up with this and you're going to have to convince everybody. So this is going to take a minute. All right. And I feel like this would be a full rehaul. Like you guys would be like changing the way that you eat, the way that you exercise, the way that you literally doing a lot of stuff, and everybody would be involved here in the family. I really think that would be good, but especially we're doing it not just for ourselves, but this partner here, the King of Coins. Okay. Guys, for anything else this week, sit on your fucking hands. I mean it. Don't take action yet. Wait. October is going to be a better time to go here around the 10th of a month. So if you really can't keep your panties on, do it like March 10th. But it's just not right now. February ain't the month, okay? Don't do it right now. And maybe wait until March 10th. Or at the best, if you can, if you ask me, wait until October, because that'll be a much better energy and time, or at least it's what these cards are saying. So sit on your hands and think about your future, what you're investing in, what you're taking care of. How are you taking care of yourself? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to build something here? Maybe it's your own home. Maybe it's like a business. Maybe it's a family. There's something here that's going to take time and patience. Or maybe we're even thinking about our legacy going forward. What are we leaving behind in the world this week? So if you got card pile number 2, take your time with this. October will give you the opportunity to take what we're thinking about now and do something good with it, or invest in it and really do something beautiful and powerful. Build something important, no matter what that is to you. But you're going to have patience and forethought around this. And with the King of Coins, maybe also part of this is like financially making sure that like we're not spending money on stupid shit. If we have a certain idea around, maybe we want to get a house or a home, or again, we want to build a business or something here, we're going to have to start pulling back on frivolous spending and being dumb about stuff. So how do we start coming up with a plan around what we're trying to gear towards for the future and the actions we got to take now around that? October is going to be this go point, but we need to come up with ideas, solutions, what's actually going to work. Being realistic, being grounded, being practical around what we're doing and taking our time. There is no rush, but something needs to happen here. We're trying to reach this major goal. Don't be afraid of the work that is involved. But right now we got to brainstorm, okay? And again, first off the bat, March 10th. That would be your time to go, or ideally, October. But I just want to say for card pile number 2, your success is inevitable. It's just a matter of the path that you take to get there. So be patient. Be honest, be logical, be practical around the steps that you got to take here, and take your fucking time. No need to rush ahead. So think of what's best for you, what it is that you want, and especially around your family, home, building something here. What is the legacy you're leaving behind? Work towards that. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. And finally, if you guys got card pile number 3, let's fucking get into it. Here's your interesting cards, all right? Your first one is the 2 of Coins. Your second card is the 10 of Wands. And then finally, you got a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got Temperance. Let's fucking talk on it. So I want to say with this card combo, long story short, we need to balance it the fuck out. All right. Card pile number 3, you're like, fuck you, Sarah. So listen, with the 2 of Coins, this card is about balance. Something's out of balance here. And with the earth element, this is our practical, grounded, realistic energy here. A lot of times this has to do with money and finances, maybe work, maybe family and home. I found that the Coins, earth element kind of takes care of those things, or that's really kind of a heavy focus for them. So we've got to balance something out here. Something is totally out of whack. With the 10 of Wands, like, this is overburdened, overworked, kind of feeling betrayed here, and just fucking exhausted. We've worked our ass off, and it just feels like it's too much. We're overwhelmed. It's too much. And then Temperance, finally, here's a major arcana card. This is a major pivot point in our life. So whoever got card pile number 3, please hear me very clearly. You have pushed yourself too far. Things are out of whack, and we need to take a step back and find balance, or you're going to burn the fuck out. And then who can you help then? No one. Rude? I know. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. Kind of feel like maybe I picked card pile number 3. So I would say maybe around relationships here, something has been out of whack for a while. We can't seem to find the balance within this thing, and it's just left us absolutely confused, overburdened, it's almost like it's just too much on our shoulders. And Temperance showing up here is saying, listen, there's an element of fate or destiny about this, and we've got to go with the flow, and we need to find the balance again. So I know this is difficult in terms of relationships, but I even want to say, go towards the person that brings you peace and balance. Not this bullshit where you're all over the place, you're confused, you don't know what's going on, the person won't give you clarity, or at the bare minimum, a conversation so that you can figure out what's going on. Like, guys, all of that shit is red flags around relationships, okay? So, like, I know that's, some people out there are like, oh, well, I'll deal with them through anything. Like, look, that's your prerogative, but at a certain point, if this person can't sit down and all they're doing is giving you heartburn, heartache, and farts, like, there's so many people out there that can bring you so much more, like smiles and orgasms and joy. Do you know what I'm saying? You deserve that, all right? Not this bullshit and fuckery, where maybe with the 2 of Coins, you've been giving them all your money. This person's not paying you back. also won't like sit down and just have a clarifying conversation with the Ten of Wands. You feel like you're handling everything and it's just like overwhelming and too much. And you really just kind of feel betrayed. Let's be honest. And then Temperance coming in here is like, hey, baby cakes, we got to do something about this. This all over the map shit doesn't work. It's not working for you. It's not working for your life. It doesn't make you happy. And you don't feel like you're actually a part of something here. We've got to come back into balance. And we need to find somebody here. Or maybe first, look, here I go. Maybe first you find yourself and then the other shows up. Okay. So I'm not saying by that you're never going to find somebody, but we're missing something here, y'all, in terms of the relationships in this card pool. This is not a fantastic combo for currently where we're at with someone. Again, it is unbalanced. Everything's tilted towards you, taking care of everything, handling everything. That's no relationship. That's not a relationship. That's a one ship, and it's a party of one, and it's you because you're taking care of everything. It doesn't fucking work. Another interpretation of this around relationships, love, platonic, family, it doesn't matter here, is that we were probably taking care of everything here. We were trying to balance something out, and it looks like we just kind of got left in the cold. Now, a part of this too could even talk about with the Ten of Wands is that we said we can handle it, we can handle it, we can handle it. And so maybe we were also a part of this crap of like putting everything on our shoulders, or we maybe wanted so badly to be in relationship with this other person. We were willing to put up with anything. I'm begging you. And y'all, I mean this with my whole chest. Love yourself more than your fear of being alone. I'm begging you. Because you deserve a partner that brings the peace, that brings the stability, that wants to be where you're at, especially if you want those things too, because I feel from this card pool you do, because you've been trying to bring it together and make it peaceful and stable, and this situationship, love, karmic dumpster fire crap is going on in the background, and it's like, this doesn't fucking work. So we've got to get back to a good space. Now, this is around career and business. This is interesting. We might need to bring in another person to help, balance something out here. Or we might, I don't know why I'm feeling this with career, we might have to remove an element, either a person or there's some part of this project we got to let go of. Maybe we want to hold on to this thing because we love it, but it doesn't balance the thing out. So if you do any kind of creative work, maybe we got to remove a piece of something, even though we love this thing, and kind of let it go because this thing, we've been trying to make it work, but it's not fucking working. Listen, around career and work, look for the balance here. How do we balance out either maybe the people that we're working with, the project itself, the work that we're doing, maybe even the energy that we're putting into this thing? May it actually make sense? I'm not telling you to give up on this thing, but I'm telling you to find where that middle peaceful ground is, and we might have to let go of someone or something this week that's kind of like, it's bumming us out with the Ten of Wands. We maybe feel like we promised this person something and now we've got to, pull back on it. I know that feels super fucking shitty, but like, you also got to take, this is your baby, whatever you're doing or whatever you're building here, and you got to do what's best for this thing. Okay. So I know it sucks, but just be honest, be real, be forthright with the other person if that kind of situation is coming up, and just say, hey, it doesn't make sense. Or maybe we even just put it on the back burner for a minute. We can come back to it later, okay? Or maybe working with this person at a later date, question marks, okay? So I'm not saying forever again, but we got to balance out where we're at right now so that we can actually show up for this partnership or this project or this full thing. Or again, we might have to remove something here so that we find the balance here again and we can get this rig rolling. This is around our health. Yeah. We can't seem, okay, look, I'm going to be rude again. This is around our health with card pile number 3. We haven't been able to find the balance. We just haven't with our health, and we're exhausted. We're overworked. We're overtired. We are done. We're done. We've got no energy left to give. You might actually be having health issues because of that, and Temperance is begging you. Look, is this a weird thing to say to anybody with health issues, pulling number 3, but I would like you to get to the water, or there's some kind of like water therapy, water something here that we need to do that's going to bring the balance back again. So get to the beach if you can to like retreat, help yourself mentally. If it's physical, maybe we got to strengthen up our body, getting in a pool and doing some exercise there might be actually beneficial. That was massive for me, guys, when I had my neck surgery. Like, I don't think that I would have been able to do anything had I not had that that pool therapy to help get my body back, but there's just some kind of element of water here and finding the connection. Can I also say too, for anybody listening to this week, call on your people in spirit for the love of God. Anytime temperance shows up, this is our connection with spirit, calling on our loved ones, looking for the signs, feeling them all around. Okay. So with temperance here too this week, calling on your loved ones in spirit. And especially if this is around a money issue, call on your grandfather that was good with finances. Shit. Maybe he was a banker, worked in banking. Ask him to come and help you financially. What are you doing thinking that you can, that you have to do this all by yourself? You're crazy. Ask him to show up and to help you guide the way, or to like get you into an energy where like you can get stuff done and take care of yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? Just an example, but do you see what I'm saying? So I feel like with this week, and especially around like our health, guys, we got to get it back together, and we got to be consistent around the work that we're doing. And that also means taking breaks. You cannot push your body to the brink and expect to keep going. Maybe you could do that in your 20s. Maybe you're living off of Monster energy drinks. Guess what that's going to fucking do to your heart? Both the stress, the not sleeping, and the energy drinks. We need to take a break for a second, look at the way that we're handling things, and find the balance again, health-wise, okay? So, for anything else this week, I would say find the fucking balance, all right? No more of thinking that you can do this all by yourself. Stop that shit. That's a trauma response, okay? So you don't have to. We're supposed to work with other people to figure shit out. So if you're all by yourself in something, it maybe because, you said, hey, all hands lit, but also people aren't doing what they fucking need to. It's time for that shit to end. Sit down, ask for help, find the balance here, and take a fucking break. I'm begging you. You need it. You need it. You fucking need it. Don't be afraid to connect with spirit. And most importantly, don't be afraid to like get to the water, restore yourself, replenish yourself. Maybe even start drinking more water. We are glorified house plants. We just have feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? Glorified house plants. Water yourself. So take care of yourself this week and find the balance, y'all. You got this. All right. I hope to God that freaking made sense. Guys, any and all feedback helps me to grow. So middle fingers for no, call for yes. I love you guys. I should be around on Friday for the messages of hope. So I'll see you guys throughout the week. And I love you guys. I hope you're having a good day today. Let me know which pile you picked and if it resonated for you. And I'll talk with you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye.